Hello, good morning students. Now today we are going to discuss another algorithm from Unit 3, which is a best first search algorithm. Before this lecture we have discussed hill climbing search algorithm, and now today we will see how this best first search algorithm is different from hill climbing search algorithm. Now in this best first search algorithm is going to use heuristic function HN. Now let us recall. In the hierarchy of this search algorithms, we have discussed earlier uninformed search algorithms, which has not used any information or heuristic function while carrying out the search, blindly search mode either in depth first manner or in breadth first manner. Then we saw that to make search more efficient, you can use information, and we have seen that there are informed search techniques which uses heuristic function to carry out the search. In this category of search, we have discussed hill climbing search, and we saw in hill climbing search, we start with starting node. If it's not a goal, we explore it, and then we find out best node among the available successors. If it is not a goal, then again we explore its successors. We find out the best node among its successors. We do not store any node in the memory, and that's how algorithm continues until it reaches to the goal node. So we saw it as problems like hill climbing search can be caught in local maxima, or if it's a minimization problem, local minima, ridge or flat kind of region. Now we will see today another algorithm. This is called as best first search algorithm. This best first search, as its name suggests, will give you better solution, may give you best solution by using heuristic information or heuristic function Hn, which is the value of that particular estimate at node n. So now let us see how this algorithm works. In best first search and depth first search algorithm, we saw in BFS algorithm moves along with the breadth of the search tree, and in DFS algorithm moves along with the depth of the search tree. And both this DFS and BFS, if this is your search tree for example, both of these algorithms, they move without using any information either along with the depth from this side, or if it's a depth first search from this side, either of this, and it will explore the search tree. If it's a breadth first search, it will move along with the breadth of the search tree. So either this way or this way, it will visit all the nodes. So blindly search will explore whole tree without using any of cost function. Now in this best first search algorithm, we are going to use heuristic function, some function h of n, that means value of node at n, that value will be estimate, and based on estimate of that particular node, we are going to decide which node has to be selected. So we are going to select most promising node. If it's a minimization problem, and suppose our search tree is like this, and suppose cost estimates are given along with these nodes. This is node A, this is node B, this will be node C, this is starting node S. Costs are given along with this, and suppose this cost are 7, 6 and 11. So this best first search will select most promising node among these three, A, B, C. So it will select node with cost 6, and after that it will store these nodes along with list kind of data structure, and that data structure, as we will see, that will be a priority queue, because every time you have to select the best node. Now whenever you are going to explore those B further, A and C will be still there. So later on, if you find out that A is better than your current base node, you can go backtrack and you can visit this node A again. So therefore here we are saying the idea of this algorithm is using some heuristic function, that is evaluation function, and based on that it will decide most promising node and then it will explore. So therefore it comes under the category of heuristic search algorithm. Then I told you that it implements that list as a priority queue. So the list or queue data structure that we call it, basically it will be a priority queue, and it will store nodes along with the cost. So this is different from your breadth first search algorithm. In breadth first search algorithm we have used just a list, simple list, and that list was your queue data structure. You have implemented that list as a queue data structure because you stored the element every time you put the element at the end of the queue. So basically this is how this best first search algorithm functions. Now let us put it in algorithmic form. First step, place your starting node S on the list, and this list, as I told you, you will be implementing this list as a priority queue. So suppose here we have list like this where we are going to store the nodes along with their cost, and we have search tree something like this. And along with these nodes we have given cost estimates. So suppose node names are given A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and along with this we have given cost also. Suppose cost associated with this A is 10, B is 4, and C is suppose 7. Cost associated with this F is suppose 11. So what will happen, we'll see. Initially place the starting node S on your list. So S we are going to put it on this list. It will have some estimate, initially that doesn't matter. Next step will be, if it is empty, return failure and stop. Now list is not empty, we can see there S is there. So therefore go to step 3. If the first element, step 3, we are at step 3 now. If the first element on this list is a goal node G, return success and stop. Now first element is S initially, is it a goal? No. So therefore otherwise go to step number 4. So we'll be at step 4 now. Step 4 says that remove the first element from the list. So first element from the list is element S. So I have removed it. Expand it, compute its estimated goal distances. So you will find out, if you remove this S and expand it, you will get node A, B and C along with their cost 10, 4 and 7, and put them at the either end somewhere in the list, because later on we are going to arrange this list in ascending order, because you are going to implement that as a priority queue. So therefore now put this ABC on this list, priority queue. So you will have node A, B, C along with their cost, and then you are going to arrange them according to their ascending order of the cost. So you will find out here Node B will come first because its cost is 4, then C, then A. So this arrangement will be B, C, A. So accordingly you are going to arrange this. So here you will have node B, then C, then A, because cost of B is 4, cost of C is 7 and cost of A is 10. So always there will be a node having least cost at the front of the queue if your problem is minimization problem. Then go to step 2 again. You will have to repeat this until either you are not able to find out the solution or you get the solution. So second step, list is empty. No, list is not empty. First element is a goal node. Third step, now first element is B. Is it a goal? No. Remove it from the queue or list. So B you are going to remove and expand it. So after expanding B you will get node F. So node F, cost of node F is 1. So after expanding this B you will get node F and cost of this F is 11. So you are going to put this F anywhere and then you are going to arrange elements according to the goal distances. So F will be somewhere here at the end of this because its cost is 11. Now you can see here C becomes at the front. You are going to check C because now C has become better because cost of F is 11. So algorithm will backtrack and work on this C. It will remove this C, expand it, then it will get G and H there along with their cost, then it will put that on the priority queue. Again the elements then will be arranged in ascending order of their goal distances and algorithm will continue until you get the goal node at the front of this list. So that's how this best first search algorithm functions. And now we will see example and we will trace execution of this algorithm on this particular search space. So let us see out here. S is your starting node. A, B, C are children of this S. Costs are given along with all these nodes. So these are estimates. Meaning of this cost is that if you are at a particular node, for example node A, here 20 is written. That means to reach to the goal, estimate amount of efforts required is 20, cost required is 20. So that is an estimate. Similarly, cost associated with this queue is 12. So meaning of this, to reach to the goal from this node Q, amount of effort required are 12. So naturally you are going to select a node whose cost is less because minimization we are discussing. So cost has to be minimum. So let us trace execution of this algorithm. Now algorithm will start with starting node S. Is it a goal? No. So therefore we will draw Q also out here. Suppose this is our priority queue. Call this as a priority queue. And then we will see how it will move, algorithm will move further. Initially S will be on this priority queue as that of your first step in the algorithm. Place S on the list. If list is empty, return failure and stop. List is not empty. If the first element on the list is a goal node, return success and stop. First element on the queue, which is S, is it a goal? No. Then go to next step. Remove it, expand it along with the distances and put them on the queue. So remove this first element, that is S, from this. Expand it. After expanding S, you will get A, B and C. Put them on this list along with their estimated goal distances. So now we will have A, B and C on this list with their cost 20, 22, 28. So 20, 22 and 28. So since it's a priority queue, always your elements, they will be organized in the ascending order of their goal distances. So priority of A is higher because its cost is less. Now algorithm will repeat these steps. If the first element, is it a goal node? A is not a goal, so remove it, expand it, expand this A. So after expanding A, its successor nodes are, what are successor nodes? You can see here D, E and node F. So after expanding A, children are D, E and F. Put them on this list according to the goal distances. So D, E, F, their costs are 15, 16 and 18. So they will be at the front of this list now again. So here you will have D, E and F along with their cost 15, 16 and 18. So priority queue, D will have the highest priority because its cost is less. Check if the queue is empty. No. Check the first element on the queue. Is it a goal? D is not a goal because still cost is 15. So therefore you can make out 15 efforts we have to put in to reach to the goal. Remove it, expand it. Now after expanding this D, its children are L and M along with cost 5 and 10. So put them on this list again. So L and M will be on this priority queue with their cost, L and M with their cost 5 and 10. So in this way algorithm will continue further, and at any time if you find out some other node becomes better than the existing node, current base node, so algorithm will backtrack to that base node, newly assigned base node. So this is how this algorithm functions. Now let us try to answer these two questions, that is how your priority queue will change while executing base first search on this search phase. So as we have seen, initially you have started with S and S was not a goal. So you removed it and then ABC was on the queue. So you will have ABC there, A, B and C. Initially S was there. A was not a goal, so you removed it. Then you put D, E and F. So D, E, F and BC was already there. Then D was best, you removed it. Then you got L, M. Then E, F, BC was already there. So up to this your priority queue that will have nodes L, M, E, F, B and C. Then what is the partial solution path? Partial solution path, we have seen that you have started with S, then visited A, then the D and then L. Goal is somewhere down. So far the solution path is S, A, D and L. So partial solution path S, A, D and L. Let us analyze this algorithm regarding its time complexity. First parameter is find out its time complexity. As you can see, it has to backtrack, and if some other node becomes better than existing node, so algorithm backtracks and explore that node, works like your breadth first search algorithm. So time complexity in worst case it will be as that of your order of b raised to m, where this b is your branching factor. That means how many branches are there for every node on an average, and M is depth of the search tree where you have found the goal. Depth of your search tree. But you will find out if your estimate is good, if you have got good heuristic function, then your time complexity will be drastically improved. Second parameter is space complexity. How many nodes? Space complexity refers to how many nodes, maximum nodes at any time you will have to store on the in the memory. That means on the priority queue. So we have seen that algorithm has to store all the nodes on your priority queue, and your space complexity therefore will be as that of your time complexity, because it will have to keep all the nodes. It has to, because later on algorithm has to backtrack. If at any time algorithm finds out that your current node is not better, some other node which we have visited earlier that is better than current node, so algorithm will backtrack, and therefore you should keep track of all those nodes, and therefore you will be storing all those nodes. So its space complexity is also as that of order of b raised to m. So in terms of time and space, unless and until your heuristic function is very good, algorithm is not that much attractive. Talk about optimality. Is it optimal? Optimality refers to finding out optimal solution. So whether algorithm will give you optimal solution, shorter solution, always. Answer is no. The reason is, in best first search algorithm, quality of your solution depends upon how good your heuristic function is. You are using value of hn, and this hn is deciding which node you are going to choose. For example, again recall the situation like this, and suppose we have this node S, A, B and C out here, along with their cost associated with A is 11, B is 20 and C is suppose 7. Now what we are going to do in this base first search algorithm, since cost of C is better, which is 7, you are going to select this C for further exploration. So selection of this C, selection of node depends upon this cost. So if this cost calculated is precise, accurate, then and then only algorithm will give you the optimal solution. Otherwise, there might be a case this A is better than C if you would have used better cost estimate. So because ultimately it's estimate, so therefore algorithm may not give you optimal solution. It may not return you the shorter solution. If your heuristic function is good, in that particular case it may return you the optimal solution. Then completeness, whether algorithm is complete or not. Completeness property refers to, do we have guarantee that you will get a solution if it exists? Let us go to best first search algorithm. You start with starting node and go on exploring nodes by selecting most promising node. So you will find out algorithm may stuck into the loops if your heuristic function is not chosen properly. So algorithm in that particular case, it has stuck in the loop cycle. It will not be able to break that because of your decision is based on the cost only. There is no way to come out of that. So you will get in least cost and then again least cost, but you are not getting solution through that path. So algorithm will not be complete in that case. So even algorithm is not complete, but you can find out, still you can improve all those problems associated with this algorithm by choosing good heuristic function. So let us summarize what we have discussed. So let us remove this. So this is how it's time complexity is order of b raised to n. Space complexity in worst case order of b raised to m. It is no, it may not be optimal, it may not be complete. So let us come to summarize what we have discussed today. This algorithm may not find out good path if your heuristic function is not accurate, but if you have good heuristic function, basically on an average algorithm will give you the best solution. In worst case time complexity, it will be of order of n log n, where n is number of nodes, and in worst case algorithm has to visit all nodes as we have seen. So in worst case algorithm will be visiting all nodes before reaching to the goal. So this priority queue that you are implementing, that priority queue you will be implementing as a minimum or max heap. So that can be implemented by using insert and remove operation. So this insert and remove, that will take order of log of n time. Again, performance, we have seen performance of this algorithm wholly depends upon how good your heuristic function is. So how well the cost or evaluation function is designed. So if it is nicely designed, then algorithm is a very good algorithm. Path found by this base first algorithm likely to give you solution faster. You will get solution fast because it expands node that seems to be closer to the goal. Seems to be closer. If your heuristic function is not proper, that may not be the case. But if you assume that you have admissible good heuristic function, then it's a faster algorithm. Time complexity can be drastically improved. And finally, this algorithm, best first search algorithm, and its more advanced versions, you will find out nowadays they are used in many games, implementation of games as well as web crawlers. So it has applications in implementation of games. For example, in games there are many board positions ahead. So select best board position, this best first search kind of algorithm is used. Similarly, that is used in web crawlers for selecting the web pages which are connected to the current page. So the page which is more closer best to the current page, that is selected. That is how web crawler functions. So this is how best first search works. And in this class now we will see another informed search algorithm or heuristic search algorithm called as beam search algorithm.